Innovative yet fast. Xtep X160 X7.0. Let's have a look after 50 kilometers. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kevin, one of the Malaysia running YouTuber. Today I'm going to review this pair of fast super shoes. This is by Xtep 160x7.0. This is not the Pro version, this is the non-Pro version, the one step lower than the Pro version. In this video, I'm just going to call this shoes 7.0 because the name is really long. 160x7.0 is really long, so I just call it this is a 7.0, not the Pro version. This is a slightly lower version than the Pro version, but really packed with a lot of speed, a lot of technology that I quite enjoy using this pair of super shoes. Before we start, full disclosure, this pair of shoes is sent by Xtep Malaysia for the purpose of review. I already bring these shoes up to 50 kilometers, and all the opinion and all the view and all the comment on this video is my personal opinion. So let's start with some numbers of the shoes. For my size, US 12. Yes, it's a big size, and the weight is 250 grams. It's not considered the lightest or not considered the heaviest. It's like in the boundary of the between of the both shoes. I think the Pro version might be lighter because they're using the dual density form, but for the non-Pro version, they're using a single density form. So for the stack height on the heel is 40mm and the forefoot is 32mm. Make the shoes 8mm drop. The shoes with the carbon fiber plate, and this carbon fiber plate and the Pro is different. For this version, there's some sort of like cut out in the middle of the plate. It's more like getting the response, the bounce from the form, and the plate is much more less stiff, but it's quite still a bit stiff, but less stiff than the Pro version with some wing on the side. So with the plate wing on the side, more to stability on the heel, and it's worked really well. And the upper using the Ace engineering mesh upper is a Xtep Ace upper is ventilated and is very structured hole on it. The shoes build is quite good on the upper. It's a one-piece material from front to the back, and the tongue is not gusted with some seal on the front with a minimum padding. On the lace is long enough and using the teeth tie off tongue. And one thing about the lace is you can see the end of the notch is like a curve. This is the attention to detail, so you have much more easy to lace up the shoes, because this one seems like just use once you lace on it, that's all. Because you won't unlace the whole shoes and relace, but this is more to attention to the detail of the shoes with a curve on the end of the lace. Moving backwards, there's a minimum padding on the shoes. Yes, because this is race shoes with the minimum padding on the back and a pull tab on the back with the X logo. I'm not sure why they want to make it so big. They should cut it more and make it smaller to reduce some of the weight on the shoes. So there's a big pull tab on the back, and the insole is glued together. You cannot remove the insole with some glue. If you put some force, then you can pull it out, but otherwise it's really glued in the insole. On the form, using the Xtep Ace Plus. It's a Biba blend material. It's a single piece of material with upper and the bottom glue together. For the Pro, we have a dual density. For this one, it has a single density across the form. So we have a very structured and rigid. The form is on the firmer side if you compare to a lot of super shoes nowadays. And the shoes is very stable because of the firmer form with a huge stack height. The shoes intend to be much more stable, because if you are softer, the shoes will be a wobble a bit, but for this one, it's quite firm on the form, and energy return on the shoes is quite good. On the outsole, you're using the CPU material, or the Xtep call it Xtep dual tech. It's very grippy and it's really nice. There's a full coverage on the rubber from front all the way to the back of the shoes, except this all the cut out to reduce some of the weight and make the shoes much more flexible, and the shoes will have a cut out on this side. So the shoes is, most of it is a fully coverage. Even my running side, more on the over pronation on landing on the outside. This cut off doesn't create some of the issue. And this design almost similar with the Hoka Cielo X1. I think yeah, it's the X1 that having a cut on the outside. X2 is on the inside. X1 is on the outside of the shoes. And the stability is very good on the shoes. How the shoes fit? The shoes fit wide. It's really wide. If you're a wide fit person, definitely you can try out this pair of shoes because of the upper. You can see is very wide. Even though I'm not a wide fit person, I'm considered a standard fit. When I fit on it, my toe box actually is wiggling around, moving around, swinging around. I really wish I can go half size smaller or one size smaller, but because of my toe is a bit long, so I can't really go on it. Otherwise, I will hit on the upper over here. So when I'm using it, I have to pull all the lace, so make the shoe crumble down together so I can fit my feet properly. I will bring these shoes out for a tempo run, long run with it. So it's quite nice. And the arch area is a medium arch, but it's very wide on here. So you can see the shoes actually is tapered down over here, but it's not really tapered down on the where our feet land. It tapered down on the outer part on the shoes, not on the top part over here. So if you're wide fit or flat fit, you might able to fit it nicely on the shoes. And even though if your lace a bit loose on the shoes, you still can use the long lace to go with the runner knots. Enough with all the numbers of the shoes. How the shoes ride, that is the most important part. So I did bring these shoes out for 3 different runs. Basically, it's all slower because these shoes designed for faster workout. I did try go slower, especially on my recovery. After the interval session, it not really feel good on that. But once I pick up the speed, the shoes really excel. Why? Because one thing about the shoes is you can see the shoes, the proportion, the toe off over here is very aggressive on the front part. The shoes previously, I think the 6.0 when I attend their launching, the aggressive toe off starting is around here, this area. But these shoes, the 7.0, they move the toe off to the front. So the shoes much more flatter, and then suddenly and here the toe off is very fast. So it creates a very fast turnover in each step. So once you land over here, once you go off, it suddenly the shoes will go faster on very aggressive on the each step. So it came to a speed workout. It's really enjoyable running on this pair of shoes, especially on my first run on these shoes. It's around 20 kilometers, 2K repeats, and with some recovery jog every set up to 20 kilometers. Yes, it's a bit crazy on the workout. And I bring the shoes out for the workout. Notice about the shoes is very stable and really aggressive on the toe. It's very go, nothing, suddenly the shoes will go for the next step. It's very fast toe off version of the shoes. Some of the shoes, they have a very early, so the shoes is very nice rock up. But for these shoes is fast switch so that you go for a faster workout, faster run. The shoes able to provide you the kick and the turnover of your leg. On my second and the third workout is tempo workout. It's like 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers on my half marathon and 10 kilometer pace. So I'm running using this pair of shoes, same as my first workout. It able to provide me all the necessary turnover, the explosive, the bounciness that I require from the shoes. Yes, the form is on the firmer side, but it able to provide the bounce. It's almost similar if I want to put the form to similar to which shoes. If I think it's really similar to the Metaspeed. It's not the softer Metaspeed, the older, the Paris edition, not the Tokyo with the softer form. It's on the older version. The Tokyo edition and the Plus, the Sky Plus edition is much more firmer, but it will provide you the energy return. It's not like squishy, but once you land on it, it will provide you the bounce off. It's more similar to that kind of super shoes. It's not like the newer version with the softer form you absorb before you go off, but this is more like once you hit on it, you bounce out for your next step. So on these two workouts, it's really nice, and one of the workout is rainy day, it's wet. So that's the best time for me to bring the shoes out to test out the grip, because it's a full grip on the shoes. And if you look at the grip, there's two different patterns. One side is more to square one side is to the long one. From what I read out from the shoes is they designed the different pattern so that it can absorb some of the landing and the water during the run. What I like about the 7.0, the first thing is the toe off. The toe off sensation of the shoes. Even though they move the things over here, it creates a very fast toe off on every single step. This is one I really like, especially I bring the shoes for my speed workout or a shorter run with the shoes. The second I like is the stability of the shoes. The shoes, even though with a 40mm stack height and running quite fast with the shoes is pretty stable on every single step. The thing that I like about the shoes is the build quality. Yes, a lot of people talking about the China type of shoes build quality is not really that nice, but if you look at this pair of shoes, the build quality actually is pretty good, and it's more better than a lot of bigger brands. If you look at the glue on this side, you can't even see the glue, and the shoes is not pulling apart. If you look at a lot of super shoes nowadays, you can see a lot of glue coming out on this kind of area, but this shoes build quality is really nice, and attention to the detail. What I'm really like about the 7.0, first thing is the shoes wideness. My feet, because of my feet, when I put on it, the shoes is a bit too wide for me, so I have to swim around, I have to tie up the lace to get the tightness that I need. The next thing that I'm not really like is the form firmness. I test this with the gauge on this one, so it come out is around 35. Actually, it's on the firmer side. From this video onwards, I'm going to give all the shoes some rating. How I rate the shoes, I'm giving the amount of the stars on the shoes from the upper, midsole, outsole, the build quality, the price point, and the ride and the comfort of the shoes. There are 6 different categories. So we start with the upper. The upper is very ventilated and is a very nice build. It's a very comfortable. So I will give the upper 4/5. For the midsole is, even though it's using the P-bar with the carbon plated shoes, but for me it feels a bit too firm for my liking, especially I want to bring it for a marathon distance. So I will give the midsole 3/5 star. For the outsole, it's a one piece of CPU upper. Even though I didn't feel any discomfort or any grip issue, but I still giving it up to 4/5 on the outsole. For the price point, it's selling at 799 for this pair of shoes. It's considered a super shoes or a super trainer, depends on how you feel you want to use the shoes. 799 is considered is a bargain right nowadays, so I will give the price point 5/5. For the build quality, when I look around the shoes, I'm trying to find some of the flaws on the shoes. The build quality on the shoes is pretty good. I give it 5/5. And the last is the ride and the comfort of the shoes. The ride and the comfort, yeah, the ride is nice, but the comfort a bit sacrificed, especially on the harder form. So I only give it the ride, and the comfort is 3/5. So for the total overscore will be 4.8/5. For who should get a 7.0? If you're looking for a stable super shoes with a fast turnover, maybe you should consider the 7.0. For who should not get the 7.0? If you're looking for a much more softer form and less rigid, 7.0 might not suitable to you. What's my final verdict on the 7.0? For me, it's a good pair of super shoes. Even though the form is a bit on the firmer side, most probably I will bring these shoes up to half marathon, not going for a full marathon. But overall, this is a very nice and good build quality super shoes from Xtep. It's worth for you to give it a try. So So that's all for my review on the Xtep 7.0 or Xtep X160 X7.0. See you guys on the next video. Bye.